Well, well, well. What up, YouTube? Back again on the Playbook Sports Podcast. In today's video, we got the Chicago Bears 2023-2024 season breakdown. We go back and look at my prediction video. Obviously, I was high on the Bears, big Bears guy, right?
Before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Gold Fine and Bowles, Lawyers for the Injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their two things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlaybookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video.
Hard not to be high on your team, especially after some offseason moves. A young quarterback about to take the next step, right? We'll see getting into the season. Week one was a massive game. The game I wanted to see on the schedule, a lot of Bears fans wanted to see on the schedule, and that was Green Bay coming to Chicago without Aaron Rodgers. Finally, Jordan Love at the helm, right? This is exactly, again, well, like I said, it's what we wanted to see. It's an opportunity for the Bears to take over the rivalry, get a step in the right direction this season after last, and just own the Packers, right? This is what they've done to us. They've owned us. Now a Bears opportunity to flip the script. Nope. 38-20. Packers win. This game, really, Bears had no shot. One of the first drives, Bears went for it on the 50-yard line, or near the 50-yard line on fourth down, got stuffed because of a terrible play call by Luke Getsy. Already putting concerns back into Bears fans' heads early in this season after a shit year, his first year as coordinator. And, again, just a terrible loss, really. 38-20, slacking, really wasn't any competition. Jordan Love threw 3 touchdowns. He dominated. He looked great. So that's a sickening thought. And it's just, after all the offseason buzz, offseason hype, DJ Moore, just offense is going to look great. Defense, we signed a bunch of guys, and instead defense looked lost. Offense looked stale. 0-1 start. What's new? Being the big Bears guy I am, though, looking down the schedule, right, I see Tampa Bay week 2. Oh, baby, I'm granted. Tampa Bay? Baker? Please. Obviously, Bears win this game, right? Nope. 0-2 Bears. 27-17 Tampa Bay victory. This might be Fields' worst game in his career from at least a missed throws perspective. Multiple screenshots. At the end of the day, screenshot quarterback still doesn't mean shit, but he missed a lot of guys, and there are the clips out there. There is the footage. It must have been the orange jerseys in the sunlight. He couldn't see them. That's got to be it, right? Or not that he just can't make reads and deep throws in the league consistently, but man, it was a tough one. Multiple missed throws again. DJ Moore getting told by the Buccaneers mid-game, hey, man, they're not using you right. And he just sitting there going, I know. What can I say? End of the day, though, in this game, Bears were down 3, 17-20, had the ball with about 2 minutes left. Opportunity for Fields, opportunity for the offense to do something. Instead, Luke Getsy, back-to-back screen plays on the Bears' own goal line. Pick 6 bucks. Game over. 27-17. Fields, 16-29, 211, touchdown, 2 picks. And again, with multiple missed reads, multiple missed touchdowns, just straight up. And he had a rip touchdown in that game to Chase Claypool, but he missed more than he converted. And Bears fall to 0-2, sickening start when I thought they'd be 2-0. And then the third game on the season, obviously 100% of people had this as a loss for the Bears. Traveling to Kansas City, 41-10. This is one of the few games on the season where the Chiefs looked like their old selves, where the offense was dominant. This game was 41-0. Bears scored 10 unanswered late in the fourth quarter to make this game 41-10. It was horrendous. The game was over in 3 possessions. It was a tough watch. It was a tough watch, so we're just going to move on. Can't say I'm shocked Bears lost to the Chiefs in Kansas City. But Jesus, man, a beatdown. A beatdown. Week 4. Oh, come on, man. Broncos. They're just allowed 70 to the Dolphins. Finally. Bears are going to win. Bears are going to win. Right? Please tell me Bears beat the Broncos, who just allowed 70 to the Dolphins. Nope. Bears choke. Epic fashion. Up 28-7. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Bears are up. They allow a touchdown late in the third quarter, make it 28-14. And then the fourth quarter, touchdown Broncos. Fumble return touchdown Broncos, which I blame Luke Getsy more than Fields. And then a Broncos field goal. and a Fields late pick on the last possession. Massive choke, one of many you'll see this year, but a game that really made me question Eberflus middle of the season, start to the season. I mean, this Broncos team again just allowed 70 the week prior. They were down 28-7. Broncos team were ready to roll over, and instead Bears do what they love to do. They choked. And I said it, the fumble return touchdown, Justin Fields bootleg, obviously just doesn't sense the pressure, doesn't see the guy. Right when he turns around, hit, fumble, scoop and score. And then again, late drive, pick to Komet in this game. It was just a miscommunication between the guys. That's what I remember from the presser. I mean, honestly, looking back at the season, this game kills the Bears, who made a small run late. I mean, but to start 0-4 and to choke to a team who had just allowed 70 the week prior, tough. I mean, I will say in this game, Fields looked way better. I mean, maybe the worst defense at the time in the league, though. He's going up against 28-35 for 335, 4 touchdowns and a late pick. Obviously, a fumble 6 as well. I mean, we had a 100-yard rusher in Khalil Herbert. We had 130 yards from DJ Moore this game. I mean, Bears should have won this game easy. Instead, they lost, and that's a big question. I think that's where Eberflus, coaching, man, what's going on there? End of the day, a little bit blame on Fields there with some turnovers, but that's a tough one. 0-4 after a big offseason, big hype, right? Time to take this next step. Nope, 0-4. We might be number 1 pick with our own pick. Sickening start. Week 5. Another bum on the schedule. Thank God they ran into him when they did. The Washington Commanders on Thursday Night Football. What do the Bears do? Drop a 40 bomb. Justin Fields, 4 tuds. Iffy completion percentage, 15-29. Yikes, but 282 yards. What a game. Finally, a W. Bears offense looked good start to finish. Cannot forget this one. It was at Nate's. Maybe I need to watch all games there. But 1-4 Bears with a choke. Should be 2-4 Bears, right? Should be 2-4 or 2-3 Bears, excuse me. But instead, they're 1-4 Bears after 5 games. And this is where the season just gets a little muddy. 1-5 in the next week. A loss to the Vikings, 19-13. Justin Fields injures his hand in this game. Tough one. We need you to be healthy the full season. Fields need to see what it looks like all year long. And now you're going to miss 5 games. And 19-13 loss. We'll talk about it a smidge. Bajent came in, rookie, looked decent, threw the clutch late pick on first down, threw a bomb that was a duck. To DJ Moore, pick. All right, kid, rookie, tough one. Still, though, I mean, just an absolutely pitiful start, 1-5 for the Bears. And we look ahead. Thankfully, we run into the Las Vegas Raiders with Josh McDaniels' last game as head coach. 30-12 win. Bears players apparently knew the routes, knew the plays that were coming, and the Raiders just could not adjust. I mean, it was the last game, I'm pretty sure, for McDaniels. Embarrassing loss. You don't get clapped 30-12 by the Bears and stick around long in this league. That's just a fact. We'll move on. I mean, Bajent played that game. No Fields, obviously, so sickening, but just a lot of run game, a lot of simple offense, good defense. Maybe one of the first games where Flus's defense looked great, but again, against a lackluster team and the Raiders, at least at that point. Next game, another Bajent start. Chargers, opportunity here for Fields fans to shut up, and Bajent's the guy, right? Nope. 2-6 Bears. Bajent hype immediately dead. 30-13. Multiple turnovers for the kid. At this point, it's just, hey, yo, Fields, when you back, bud. Just need you back because we got to find out if you're the guy. Bajent is not the guy. He's a good backup, but not the guy. Next game against the New Orleans Saints. Bears fall here to fall to 2-7. Multiple picks from Bajent again. Like I said, not the guy. Fields, please just get healthy ASAP. I will say this is the week Montez Sweat debuted for the Chicago Bears. W trade, Ryan Pulse. W trade, least, really, in my opinion. 2nd-round pick for Montez Sweat and then a fatty contract, and the guy just came over and changed the entire defense and balled his ass off. I mean, hey, sounds like a dub to me. Here we go. After the Saints, Bears again 2-7. So going in to week 10, give me the game. It was the Carolina Panthers at home for the Chicago Bears. Bears win 16-13. Bajent played in this one again, had like a $160, no tuds. Sickening. But honestly, in retrospect, massive win for the Chicago Bears. Carolina able to sneak a couple wins throughout the season. They won another game, maybe 2. You just never know what that pick could have been. Number 1 pick, though, secured because the Bears were able to get the job done with the backup quarterback. 3-7. 3-7, excuse me, for the Bears through 10 weeks. 16-13 win is ugly. Nothing to talk about. It was Bajent. It was ugly as shit. Two really bad teams playing. And the Bears were the better, worst team. Congrats. All right. Justin Fields is back. Thank God. Because at this point, we need to see what's good. We need to see if he's the guy. And if he is not, we got to figure it out, right? Well, let's just go ahead and see what they do in week 11. And that's going to be a 31-26 choke job to the Lions. And when I say choke job, I mean it. Maybe the worst choke of the year, even worse than the Broncos. Bears up 26-14, 4:15 left in the fourth quarter. This one hurts. Justin Fields had a good game, 16-23, $169 and a touchdown. He rushed for 100 yards. This was a game where you think, man, this is what it looks like if Fields really puts it together. Obviously, a little more passing. In this game, Tyler Scott, the rookie, dropping a late third down deep bomb that clinches the game. Jalen Johnson, dominant all-pro corner, trying to get his bag, needs his bag, drops a pick six, for sure game-clinching pick six, drops it right between the fingertips. End of the day, though, Bears just absolutely collapsed. And this is where you look at Flus and go, man, this cannot happen. Cannot happen. Up 26-14 with 4 minutes left and we lost. And I'll say this, just remembering the game, the Bears kicked a field goal to go up 26-14 instead of going for it on 4th and 1, potentially icing game, getting more time off the clock. Comes back to bite. Eberflus, maybe be more aggressive. Maybe this is a learning steps, though, that a coach has got to go through. Sickening, though, to think the Bears have 2 epic collapses. And they're 3-8. And they're 3-8. This is against a good Detroit Lions team who was 8-2 at the time, 4-1 at home. Damn good team, and the Bears had them right where they wanted them, and they lit them off the hook, and they choked. Next week, nothing impressive here. Down defense showed up. I guess I should have stated this in the Lions game when they choked. I want to say it was 4 turnovers they created against the Lions, and they do it again against the Vikings, 4 picks against Dobbs. So this, at this point, is where maybe I'm thinking, okay, Flus, maybe not so bad. Defense is starting to step up. Defense has gotten a playmaker on the edge, Montez Sweat. Look what happens. Okay, we actually are creating turnovers. We are getting pressure. Maybe it helps having good players on the defensive side of the ball for the defensive coach. And the linebackers started playing better at this point. So it's really looking like defense is coming together. And maybe you can sit here and go, shit, man, Bears do something crazy. Maybe they keep Flus. I at least see what he's building upon defensively. Offensive side, though, at this point, abysmal. Again, winning a game without scoring a touchdown, no bueno. That is horrendous. Fields, 27 of 37 for 217, no tuds. Again, it was the game where it was Fields threw like 13 screen passes in like 2 quarters. And that was like all he threw in those 2 quarters. And it's like, well, that's what Luke Getsy was calling. And it turns into, man, Luke Getsy, are you the major problem? And clearly with the Bears chopping him at the end of the season, he was. But we'll move on to the next game. A massive 28-13 win in Chicago against the Detroit Lions. And this is when it hurts, man, because the Bears had them where they wanted them the first time they played, and the second time they played. Again, defense stepped up, 3 turnovers. So we're looking at 10-plus turnovers in 3 games for this Bears defense. At this point, they're rolling. Blues has the defense absolutely balling. 28-13, I'll say offense didn't look great, but 28 points, end of the day, you're taking that every week. And defense stepped up big. 5-8 Bears. How about 0-4 Bears to 5-8 Bears? Well, you tell me. You tell me, with also 2 massive chokes in there. That's why it pains me to talk about this shit. It pains me because this next game is a joke as well. Bears just come back, get their monkey off their back, beat the Lions. And then guess what? Next week, Browns. Cleveland Browns, love the damn roster. Y'all know it. Bears choked, up 10 in the fourth quarter. 3rd time this year, Bears up 10 in the fourth quarter, lose. Only team in NFL history to do it. Sickening. I'll say this, 5 turnovers. 5 turnovers, Bears defense. That's insane. At this point, defense is absolutely balling. Top 3 defense in the league at this point. Straight up. Last month, top 3 defense. It's like 16 turnovers in a month. It's a joke. They lose with 5 turnovers. I think first time that had been done maybe in history. If not, it had been like 100 years. Maybe not 100. 60. Sickening, though. I will say Montez Sweat at this point, though, the whole trade, it is completely worth it. But man, when you create 5 turnovers and lose, that's just gross. And I will say, Darnell Mooney dropping a Hail Mary to win. Absolutely bullshit. Late flag in the first half. The Bears don't get one. Bullshit. But still, and you look back, and end of the day, defense did choke a smidge. But when you get 5 turnovers offense, how you only putting up 17? I get Cleveland's got a good defense at home. I do not care when you turn the ball over that much. And plus, I mean, the Bears had a pick six as well, so they scored 10 offensively. Just not going to cut it when you get 5 turnovers. Fields, 19 for 40, buck 66, tud, 2 picks. Tough. Flacco, 2 tuds, 374. At this point, Flacco's a god. Don't care. They shut down DJ Moore in this game. And then this is obviously just going to turn into the, man, offense let us down, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Next 2 weeks at this point don't mean shit because we choked to the Browns and to the Lions. Bears going to be 5-9. Could have been 7-7. Could have been 8-6. Obviously, I'm a Bears fan. I'm saying this shit. 6-9. 5-9, excuse me, going on to play Atlanta at home, or Arizona at home, excuse me, I'm all over the place. Bears win a meaningless game, 27-16. Defense looked good, kept Kyler Murray in check. Offense, nothing crazy. It looked like a run game offense. Just, man, I wish I saw it more from Fields the later got in the season, because looking at some of these games, obviously box score don't mean shit. A W is a W, but just not the great game from Fields that we want to see statistically. In this game, Justin Fields, 15 for 27, a buck 70, touchdown pick. They had a 100-yard rusher and Khalil Herbert. And it's like, okay, well, I get the run games going. You don't want to have to pass as heavily, but man, again, Justin Fields, the numbers aren't there. The more I look back as the year, and it pains me a little bit to say that. The best game, though, of Justin's season, besides Washington, is this game against Atlanta to move the Bears to 7-9 in a weird weather game, though. Justin Fields, with maybe his quickest time to throw in his career, was like under 2.7 seconds, which is damn good for him because he holds it over 3 normally, well over 3. Fields was 20 of 32, 268 and a tud, and he made decisive throws, made good throws, tight windows, good reads. We were able to run the ball well, pass the ball well, defense. I mean, we had a 100-yard rusher and Herbert. Moore had a 100-yard receiving, buck 60. I will say, weird weather. Falcons missed like 2 kicks that Young Hoku does not miss normally. Weird Chicago weather, man. What can I say? Bless the Bears in this game. Atlanta has a good defense, a good game for Fields. Obviously, if you're in the Fields camp, this is a good game for him. And then the big one, though. Last game of the season, 7-10 Bears end on with a massive L to the Packers. 17-9. Just couldn't get in the end zone. 3 field goals for the Bears, touchdowns for the Packers. Simple as that. I will say Packers at this point had been on a winning streak, I think 3 or 4 in a row to get into the playoffs. Bears had nothing to play for. Packers wanted it bad, and they showed it. But it's sickening, though. Justin Fields, 0-6 since you've been drafted. I understand you might not have played every game, but still, Bears are 0-6 since you've been quarterback of Chicago Bears. Tough. Tough one, man. Especially when the season, at times, I'll say this, looked like dog shit. 0-4 to 5-8 to 7-10. They were all over the place. Multiple chokes. I mean, this 7-10 Bears team had 3 epic collapses, 10 points plus in the fourth quarter. That's sickening. You could be 10-7. You could have been in the playoffs. And nobody's talking about what the Bears do at quarterback. Nobody's talking about any of the things that are going on right now in Chicago. And overall, as a season, I'd say it was a step forward. Bears had the #1 pick last season. And this season, they're the 9th pick. They won more games. They were in a lot of games. Offense, though, looked lackluster throughout the entire season. Eberflus's defense stepped up big time. I'm all right with him as the coach. As the head coach, that seems like locker room didn't give up on the guy. And at the end of the day, when he got a playmaker on the edge, on the line, look what happened. Defense actually showed up big time. And Montez Sweat is here to stay. He's not going nowhere. So we're going to hopefully see the same defense for at least a couple more years. So Eberflus, I get why we keep him around. Man, it's interesting, though, because the season wasn't what Bears wanted. it was a better season, but wasn't what the Bears wanted. We wanted playoffs. We wanted Fields to throw for 3,500. We wanted him to throw for 30 touchdowns. None of that was achieved. And there are times where I'm still seeing the same indecisive Fields, and that's just not what's good in the NFL. So I don't know though, because end of the day, I'm a homer, baby. Whatever the Bears do, I'm loving. Got to get a season like a C plus, I think, as shitty as that sounds to give it like a positive. This team was 0-4. Eberflus should have been chopped. I was saying it. Most Bears fans saying it. Instead, the team doesn't quit. Defense gets a playmaker. They change. They're all of a sudden good. Maybe head coach doesn't have to go. Offense needs to change. Luke Getsy, offense coordinator, fired. So massive answer there. We'll see the next steps and check out the video, or I mean the channel, excuse me, because I'm going to have a video about the Bears offseason, what they've done so far, and maybe what I think they're going to do at quarterback or what I want them to do. So definitely check that out. And again, let me know what you guys think about the season below. Again, C plus, good rating. End of the day, this team was down bad, and they made them all right. Coach got to stick around. That's decent. As shitty as it is, it's decent, and sometimes that's all Bears got. But thanks for watching, though. Again, like I said, make sure you let me know in the comments, subscribe, like, that whole jazz. We'll be seeing you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.